This is Jilliana Ranicar-Breese in Brighton, and I have the pleasure today of meeting Roy G., the saxophonist, who divides his time between France, where he has a property, and Brighton, which he loves, and he comes here in the summer. Roy, tell me, how did you get involved in music? Because you were actually in your 30s. You came to it quite late.
It was a bit random. My sister saw an advert for a saxophone in the local paper.
Right.
We were scanning, and she just said, "Do you want to go and have a look at it?" So we drove up.
You were already playing guitar there, weren't you?
I can't really say I was a guitarist. No,
But you were into music.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But we went and had a look at this saxophone,
Right.
Shiny brass thing.
And was it sort of alto, soprano? What kind of saxophone was it?
It was a tenor, which I've always stuck to since.
Right.
And there was this old guy next to me who used to play on ships, and I heard him tootling, and he gave me a few starter things, and some advice on what to do, and I started practicing, and I found that I quite liked the getting better with it. I could see.
And was this jazz or was it lounge music? What sort of music was it?
I didn't really have any strong idea what I wanted to do. I'd always quite liked jazz, but it always seemed quite difficult and sort of intellectual,
Intellectual?
With the improvisation.
Oh, right.
You read these jazz columns, and it's pretty highfalutin sometimes, and so it was always a little bit distant. But anyway, I found in Brighton there was the jazz workshop that I found.
Right.
And I started going to and met some people who played. I met a guitarist that I started playing with.
And what year would this be?
Late 80s, I suppose. Yeah.
Right. So you've been involved then ever since the late 80s?
Yeah. It's quite a long time now.
It is, indeed, yes. But you can't make a living as a musician, or can you?
We started practicing busking,
Right.
And just to play for a few hours, really, more than anything else.
In Brighton?
Yeah, on one of the benches on Hove Lawns we used to drive to. And eventually people started throwing money, and we started putting a hat out, and get a few quid.
So it was originally for fun, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then someone asked us to do a party.
Yes.
And then we went and played at the party, and then my girlfriend, we decided that she'd like to sing, so she started singing, and we had a little trio going for a while, and then we started finding places to busk, and we started getting a few gigs,
Right.
Rachel, who I was going out with at the time, was like really organised with stuff,
Right.
She even had a newsletter going at one time, I remember, with the gigs we had coming up.
Yes.
And I'm completely the opposite, but it worked for a little while. Change of format, change of people, and
because now you play on East Street, don't you?
Yeah, well, I started going out on my own at night with nothing else particularly to do. I think probably shortly after I'd been dumped. Started going out.
Dumped?
Yeah.
Oh, she dumped you?
Spanish elbow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so I think for want of something to do, I used to go and sit in the square for a few hours.
Right.
And I was not doing badly. I found I could earn a day's wages.
Wonderful.
For 2 or 3 hours in the evening.
Right. Doing what you
love. And I felt quite tapped into the street, and it was, things would happen.
Yeah,
You'd see people, and it was quite good fun. And I did that for quite a while. And I was signing on at the time, so it was kind of
cash in the pockets, you might say. Yeah.
So it was.
Well, it was your hobby at the time.
It was really
your passion.
And then I joined that band, Rocking in Rhythm.
Rocking in Rhythm. Okay.
There was a kind of organised busk there. Okay. After a while, after a few years, it got kind of organised in the square, and there was used to be in like a jive, not a jive band, like a swing band.
Okay. And have you made any CDs?
Well, we make a CD from time to time. Yeah, I've got one that I keep for giving. I kind of give it we sell them, you know, when we're busking.
Yeah.
I kind of give them as they've got my number on them and
Yeah.
like a calling card.
Oh, I never thought to ask you to bring it, because we could have played it. No, another time. We can do that. Actually, play some of your tracks. Do you actually write? Do
No.
you compose anything?
No,
Okay.
not at all. I think there's so many good songs already written. I think it would be pointless.
And what are your favourite? I mean, what genre? What are your favourite pieces? What era of jazz?
My favourite, I guess, the
Or favourite?
60s, yeah, with
really?
people like Stan Getz and, you know,
Bossa Nova a bit.
yeah, bossa nova stuff and
Coltrane?
stuff from the 50s was lovely with, you know, there's Ben Webster and Lester Young, you know, those
Jerry
deep,
Mulligan.
yeah, all those sonorous, deep, lovely, velvety toned
Yeah,
ballads.
absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I quite like. I look, you know, I do a bit of
Ella
modern stuff
Fitzgerald.
too.
Do you sing as well?
I do sing, yeah.
Oh. Can you scat?
I can scat, yeah.
Now tell me about the Hanbury.
Oh yeah, lovely, lovely old place.
Well, you used to organise evenings there, didn't
Monday
you?
evenings I used to do. Someone gave me a gig once, and Nikki Mitchell gave me a gig. She didn't want to do it, and
Right.
I started doing it, and after 2 or 3 weeks it took off, and it was quite good for. I did it for 6 years, you know, tailed off at the end, and then we went to France after that, so I stopped doing it. But yeah, it was good fun. It was open till 2 o'clock at night. It got a bit killed off when you could stay open in pubs all night long, you know.
Right.
There used to be, everyone used to have to go home at 12 o'clock, didn't they? But this was open till 2, so a lot of people would come on after, you know.
Right. And do you play music when you're in France?
What, live music?
Yes.
Yeah, occasionally, not very much though.
You're not on a music scene over there?
Not really, no. I play in bars occasionally, you know.
Right. On your own, or
I
have you?
sometimes play on my own with a backing track, and sometimes I play with a guitarist
Right.
or a keyboard, but not very often.
Right. Right.
Yeah. It takes ages to get anywhere in France. You have to drive for miles.
Really? You're in Brittany, you say?
Yeah.
Doing Airbnb?
Well, occasionally, yeah.
Only occasionally.
Yeah.
What are you doing the rest of the time?
Well, everyone and his dog does B&B now, don't they? So.
I know, it's true. It's true. Well, I'm not doing it. Yeah. And so you spend 3 months, is it, in Brighton?
Yeah. I sometimes spend a bit more, sometimes a bit less. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yes, it's a far cry from your background.
Oh, selling second-hand cars.
Oh, were they vintage?
No, new Volvos actually. The last thing I was selling, but
Right.
we had second-hand ones as well.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
car site,
A car.
suit.
Okay.
tie.
Okay.
I was quite good at it though.
I'm sure you were. Gift of the gab and all
Well.
that, yes. Okay, Roy, nice talking to you. Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Jilliana.